Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'm going in, but first, I am going to give out some shout outs to the early birds to show my appreciation for their support. Now, I'm gonna let a few hundred of you guys come in before I go in. Let's see who's on the line. Sheldon LeMay. What's up, Sheldon? I am so Cinderella. Okay. Good morning, Miss Jazzy. Donzel Curtis is in the building. Spook is in the building. Ronald Williams, New Orleans, is checking in. Stacy R. and Angela Altman. I'm coming back to the comments, fam, but first, I got some things to get off my chest. Okay, let's put a picture up of Don the Con. I know some of you Trump supporters are in here. Anytime you see his name, you come running into the comments. I just have you know that you can say what you want to say as long as you say it in a respectful manner. You don't have to agree with me. You can totally disagree with me. I have no problem with that. It's just that I'm not going to allow you to come on my platform and be disrespectful to me. So just understand that. That's how we rock around here. Uncivilized mutts will be brought to heel. He is. Hadn't seen that look in a long time. Yeah. Boy, happy. He is really, really happy. One might say that Trump is feeling himself after his historic landslide in Iowa caucuses. Now, this was widely expected from your former president. He cruised to a 30-point victory in Monday's Iowa caucuses. One could say that that's the opening salvo of the 2024 GOP nominating contest. So Trump, he ran away with it. He pretty much galvanized the base. The base was just all very, very excited, very excited. He left his nearest competitors in the dust. He won 50% of the vote. Ron DeSantis and what's her name? Nikki Haley had every right to be nervous. They got smoked. I'm talking about smoked. It was pretty much a split decision for those two. DeSantis got about 21% of the vote, and Haley got about 19% of the vote. And this all but ensured that the two candidates will continue to divide the party's anti-Trump faction in future primary contests. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Trump set a sky-high expectation for his performance ahead of the caucus, and he urged his voters and volunteers on Sunday in Des Moines to see if we can get 50% of the vote. That was the bar. They wanted to get 50%, and they ended up getting 51%. Now, here's why I say people shouldn't go crazy about this. It's just Iowa, all right? Don't get too excited. Oh, you Trumpettes out there. Don't get too excited. It's just Iowa. It's not a knockout punch. It's just Iowa. But the crazy thing is that they spent so much money on trying to win. So that lets you know, fam, it really ain't about integrity. It ain't about skill. It's not about how educated you are about governing. It's about how much money you can raise. That's right, I said it. How much money can you raise? DeSantis is just as bad as Trump, in my opinion. He might be even worse because he's not as loud as frequently as Trump is. Nikki Haley, I don't know a whole lot about her, but I'm assuming she's just like all the rest of them. Now, some of you out there, I'm sure, are invariably in the comments saying to yourself, well, not saying to yourself, but going in saying stuff like, well, what about Biden? Biden, the Democrats, it's the Democrat plantation, the Democrats. Let me explain something to you. I don't give a damn about Biden either, all right? I'm going in on all of them. I call a strike and a ball. I'm on Trump head right now because he's at the top of the news. When Biden gets there, I'm going in on him too. Now, one might say, well, damn, who do you want to win? Neither one of them suckers. They're all the same, fam. We are on our own out here. And all you white folks out there listening, don't get it twisted. You're on your own too. You're a pawn, you're being used and you don't even know it. If you think you're not, let a war break out and see who children go to war. See who get picked to go to war. I bet it won't be Trump's children. It ain't gonna be DeSantis' children. Won't be his grandchildren. It won't be Nikki Haley's grandchildren. It won't be Biden's children. Guaranteed. It's gonna be your children, your grandchildren. It's gonna be you. At one point in this Republican campaign, it was 14 candidates. And Nikki Haley had a 2% vote. She had 2% of the vote. And the pundits all said that, you know, she was not going to make it, but she somehow defied the odds. There's a very good chance that she could emerge as the Republican alternative to Donald Trump. Very, very good chance. Now, what's up next? New Hampshire. New Hampshire is really going to tell the story. It's really going to tell the story. New Hampshire is a lot different from Iowa. Based on what goes on there, and first of all, I'm gonna call this one right now. I believe Nikki Haley will win New Hampshire. At the very least, she's gonna come in second place. She's gonna leave Ron DeSantis in the dust. That I'm pretty certain of. Now, the trip part about Iowa is that as bad as the weather was, 112,000 people still showed up to vote, but very, very low when you consider Iowa's population of 3 million. That's very, very low. We're talking like 5%. That's really, really bad. Less than 5%, if my math is correct. Now, the population, when you consider Iowa's population and you consider that the Republicans spent $123 million campaigning in Iowa, that comes out to about $110 a vote. So that's how much your vote costs. That's how much a vote costs in Iowa. About $110 you can buy a vote by just spending money. Buy that advertisement and you can get the vote. That's really, if you really want to break it down, that's really what it comes down to. If you take a look at how much money is thrown away in these elections, it's astounding, fam. These people spend billions, and it literally gets burnt up. The media will never cover that. You know why? Because the media gets paid. It's one of the biggest lottos, or one of the biggest lotteries in the game. Politics, political campaigns. The media is the second greatest beneficiary when it comes down to political campaigns. Absolutely. Make no mistake about it. The money goes to people who have jobs at radio, TV stations, newspapers, sign making companies, etc. It's like those people who think spending a lot of money on a wedding is just throwing money away. It's not. It's good for the economy and for those who have jobs in those sectors. Let's keep it a buck, fam. Let's keep it a buck. You know, like somebody go out and spend $100,000 on a wedding. You know, that seems a little excessive to spend on a wedding. But I guess it's all relative to what kind of money you're working with, what kind of paper you're working with. You know, $1,000 might be excessive if you ain't really got no paper, especially, you know, when you consider some people who sometimes married and they don't even have a job. So I guess it's all relative. But, you know, you go out and spend $100,000 or $500,000 on a wedding. The average person look at that and say, man, that is ridiculous. But the people who are in the wedding planning business are saying, gimme, gimme, gimme. This is great for business. This is absolutely great for business. So political campaigns are great for business, for people who are in the entertainment industry, people who are in television, communications, radio, social media, all of this stuff. People gets paid. They get paid to run those ads. Now, some people say, well, you can't blame the media. Blame the people who have the money to spend. You can't blame the media. I say everybody is playing a role in it. Everybody has a role because it trickles down. We're talking about trickle down economics. That's what we're talking about. Got to check the math, fam. In fact, let me think about that. Yeah, that math might be over $1,000. I don't know. I should have done math before I started talking about the numbers, but I'm talking about as far as the numbers, how the numbers come out per vote. But man, they are spending some bread. They have spent some paper on getting the vote out, getting the word out to vote for their candidates. And why are we surprised? Given the options they had to pick from, many people decided to stay home. I don't know, fam. I think it's possible when you consider the three clowns in the race. I like when I talk like that. I like when I talk like that. Because the Trump supporters are listening, looking like that. They're looking at me like this. They're looking at the screen like that. They mad. They mad. When you consider the three clowns that are in the race, it's a miracle that anybody stepped outside of their house to go vote. Wouldn't it have been something if like only 5 people would have went to vote? And some of the people who were supposed to be working at the election centers and those voting stations didn't show up for work. Absolutely hilarious. Now, I said all that to say this. Trump ain't gonna win. I know it looks kind of good to y'all, it gives you hope. He ain't gonna win. And I'm gonna tell you this, fam. If I had the power Joe Biden have right now as president of the United States of America, I'd make sure he didn't win. See, the Democrats, they play too flat. They play too fair. If the shoe was on the other foot and Trump was in office and he was going against Biden, and Biden was the criminal with all of the felonies charges and all that stuff, and he had tried to overthrow the government, Biden would be in jail. Trump would throw Biden in jail. Trump would make sure Biden is out of the race. He would use all of his executive power, all of his bullying skills to make sure Biden was not a threat. The Democrats play too fast when it comes to the oligarchy. They play too fast. They play way too fast. Sometimes, you know, you just do what you got to do. If I was the president, Trump wouldn't have a snowball chance in hell. That's right, I said it. I'd shut it down. Going into the comments. What's up, Angela Altman? Stacy R. Lovelace. Operation Chicago. Mail at willied.com. You Jax, what up? David Kirby. Eric Swede, Eric Swede, what up? Big head, you got that right. Corporations run America. You can buy these guys, man. You can buy a politician anytime. How much money you got? What you working with? How much you working with? Trump do a lot of things he do because he said it. He has paid. It came out of his own mouth. He said that I'm speaking not verbatim, but I'm paraphrasing, that he said something along the lines of that, he know how these guys get down. He's bought politicians before. Remember when he was running the first time? He said, I already done this stuff, man. I know how it go. I know the game. So they buying the politicians, fam. This is why America has so much crime. The integrity ain't even nowhere close in the decision-making process. It's always come down to money. It's always about money. Money, got to get that dough. That's what it's about. It's always been about that. Money. Always. Money. And anytime it's always about the money and there's no balance with integrity and ethics, eventually you're going to have calamity. That's just how it is. I mean, you cannot continue to behave like the devil's advocate and think that you're going to be blessed. It's not going to happen. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. That's why slavery had to eventually end, because it was wrong from the beginning. And when they started seeing, they try to act like Abe Lincoln freed the slaves out of the goodness of his heart. Nah, we were revolting. And that's the part of history they don't want to talk about. Man, that was uprisings all across the South. Slaves were killing their masters and overseers and family members. That's right, I said it. That's what was going on. That's why they ended it. It wasn't going to hold up too much longer. That's the part they don't want to talk about. And that was a situation where the South was, doing their own thing and threatening to go and do whatever they wanted to do. And Lincoln realized we can't have that. So there was a few dynamics in place there. But make no mistake about it, slavery was coming to an end no matter what. So it's just like with all of this other stuff that you see, sometimes you have people who might put up a factory that they know that releases airborne chemicals. They know it's going to harm the people that live in that community. They know. But it's not until 30, 40 years later, after there's solid proof that people have been dying of cancer and other illnesses related to those airborne chemicals, that they finally say, well, let's shut the plant down. But they knew from jump what the consequences were going to be. They knew the damages from the beginning. They knew what the totality of the damages that they were doing, the damage that they were doing was going to be. They knew all along. They knew the toll that it would take on that community, but they did it anyway. Same thing with this, putting these chemicals in our food and our water supply. They know it's killing people, but the fact that it's killing people slowly, and most people will never be able to connect the dots, or most people will never seek justice, they're able to prolong getting away with it. We got lobbyists selling us out. We got people who are supposed to be protecting us who work for the CDC, who work for the FDA, selling us out, selling the American people out. Almost every other country, most of the food, 99% of the products that are on the shelves, products and items that are on the shelves in American stores, in American grocery stores, cannot be sold in foreign countries. They're prohibited from being sold in foreign countries. Why? Because they're dangerous to the people. They're considered to be toxic, unconsumable. But they let it run rampant in America because money, man. Every evil in America that you see, everything that we look at in America that's toxic, everything that causes us stress and pain and anguish and angst, it can be led right back to money, greed. We're on our own, fam. These people don't care nothing about us. Don't get caught up in the Democratic Republican thing. They're all playing for the same team. Good cop, bad cop. Same police department. They're playing for the same team. Y'all don't get it? The seat wields the same amount of power, whether a Republican sits there or a Democrat sits there. It wields the same amount of power and influence. And when one gets in, before they get in, they know that these people hang out at the same country clubs, in the same social circles, the same bars. They go to the same schools, the same churches. They vacation together. They have sex together. They procreate together. They sit at the table and write the laws together, and they don't come out of the room until both parties feel that they have gotten enough for themselves. We're going to get this here. You're going to get this here. We're going to get this here. We're going to get this here. And so at certain times, in certain election cycles, one party gets a little bit more than the other. But then it turns, and then that party gets a little bit more than the other. They're not fighting for your rights. They're not fighting for equality. They're not fighting for humanity. They're not fighting for your protection. They are fighting for money, power, and influence. Some of you black folks be looking at them white liberals and be like, yeah, he don't say nothing bad about us, and he kick it with us, and he take pictures with us, and he comes out to the barbecues, and he's one of the good ones. He's not fighting for you. He don't care nothing about you. He cares about money, power, and influence. So when you see him fighting somebody who looks like him, that's what he's fighting for. Money, power, and influence, and he'll use you to get it. On the flip side, all you Republicans out there, you ones out there who are flaming racist, when you see somebody like a Trump fighting and saying all of the things that you want to hear, he's not fighting for you. He's not fighting to keep you safe and make you money or none of that. He's using you as a pawn to get what he wants, to help him stay in power, to fill his pockets, to give him more power and influence. He gives a jack shit about you. That's why when one of y'all go out there and bust your head, get your head bust to the white meat, you ain't gonna see him standing over the bed going like, hey, that was pretty brave out there what you did today. He ain't going to your funeral. He not gonna visit you in jail when you go out there and kill somebody on some stupid ass white supremacy stuff. He ain't finna do none of that, man. You're gonna be on your own, dummy. You're gonna be on your own. He cares nothing about you. Trump ain't got no problem being around black folks. The kind of black folks that get money, that got power and influence. He ain't got no problem being around those kind of black folks. Y'all don't see it? Yeah, and Biden don't either. Okay. Biden don't either. The Democratic Party in all of these counties across America, the Democratic Party, they want a Democrat in office over a Republican, but they prefer a white Democrat over a black Democrat in office. Boom! That's some truth for your ass. You ain't ready for that. I'm gonna call a strike, and a ball. I love all y'all. I ain't finna just saying on anything, man. Look, man, all of them, they all on the same team. Every now and then you can find one of those mavericks who will go against the grain, and when you do, just understand you better be thankful, because that person got a lot on their shoulders. That person got to watch their backs. That person is sleeping with the enemy. Yeah, fam. That person is behind enemy lines. Every now and then, you will find that person who really, it's like being a police officer. Every now and then, you will find that cop that really want to make a change, that really, really don't like, so he going in trying to make a change from the inside, trying to go in and trying to come out in one piece. Because when he go in there, you better believe he up against some of the greatest evils known to man. Every now and then you'll find that teacher that really, really loves the students, that really wants to make a change. And she'll put her career on the line, she'll put her health on the line, going against these evil, the axis of evil. Who am I talking about? the principal. When it's not the principal, it's the superintendent. When it's not the superintendent, it's the school board. Yeah. All the time, fam. Why is it that some of the best teachers are being ran off? Some of the best teachers are not being ran off by the students. See, that's what they'll have you to believe. Some of the best teachers are being ran off by the administration because they don't want the children to excel. They don't want the children to be happy. They want to run the school system like a prison system. March, 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 do this, do that, do this, do that, stand here, be quiet. They run it like a... Robin MC, what's up? Tisha girl, what it do? Okay, Tisha girl say Nikki Haley couldn't run South Carolina properly. How's she gonna run the U.S.? Good point. Donzel Curtis. Yeah, I think it's a good chance Nikki Haley could be the president. I'm with you, Donzel. I'm with you on that. I think it's a good chance you might have your first woman president. Keep in mind, fam, that's kind of how it goes in the U.S. It's always like when we're looking over here, the action is over here, right? Nobody's really seriously thinking this chick could win, but it's quite possible. If you look at the political landscape, Biden's base is totally discouraged about the new election cycle. Totally discouraged. Many of them do not want to participate because Biden got in office and turned his back on his voters. Totally lied, just lied, and didn't do almost anything that he said he would do. So now the voters, many of the voters, even more so than the last election, is saying, yo, we're not going out. I'm not going. I don't care what happens. So I think that this is going to open the door for the Republicans to sweep. I think 24 going to be a sweep. I don't think it's going to be no kind of contest whatsoever. I think the Republicans are going to sweep in 2024. But it ain't going to be with Trump, and it ain't going to be with DeSantis. I think we'll have our first woman president. Y'all mark this down on your calendar. Mark this date in this video down on your calendar. I think we'll have our first female president in 2024. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, today, actually tomorrow, the Keith Murray interview drops. That's right. Ooh, haters ain't gonna like that one. They ain't gonna like it. Yeah, man. The haters ain't gonna like that one. I told y'all 2024 would be a banner year for Willie D Live, and I'm not playing no games. I ain't playing no games. I'm smashing the gas. I got interviews with all kinds of people. Some of y'all would never think that I would have. I'm cocked and loaded. I'm ready to go. Yeah, man. I'm going to be hard on a hater in 24. Tomorrow, Keith Murray interview. Out right now. Damon Dash interview. Out right now. The Damon Dash interview. Out tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. The Keith Murray interview. Get ready. I ain't playing no games. No more talk.